Janet! So awesome. This video is brought to you by all my Patreon supporters. Go Team Awesome! Yokoso peeps, it's Oz, and today I'm going to be telling you about the 10 Japanese habits that I've noticed while living here in Japan for almost 10 years. Now before you guys all start claiming that I'm racist or whatever, I do want you to know that first of all, I do think that everyone has habits. Those are called personal habits. You know, personal habits are tics that people have, like playing with their hair, or picking their nose, or biting their nails, or, you know, pulling off pubes while watching an episode of Walking Dead each time somebody gets killed. Maybe the last one is just me. But I'm not talking about those personal tics or personal habits. I'm talking about more cultural habits or practices that in general the population of a certain country does. And while Googling some stuff, I realized that some countries have really effed up stuff. For example, in Greece and weddings, they spit on the bride. Honey, you look so beautiful tonight. Or in Nicaragua, instead of using a finger or like a hand gesture to point at somebody, you use your lips. Not that guy, but you. And in Russia, they have a special day that's called Conception Day, where they give everyone time off so they can go home and do each other. Now that's a holiday I could get behind. Anyway, my main point is that a lot of countries have a lot of effed up stuff that they do. Japan is no different. And while living here and interacting with the local people, I have noticed certain things that a lot of them do. So without further ado, here's 10 strange habits in Japan that I've come across. One of the weird things I've seen that I've never seen in any other country is businessmen, like salarymen in suits, and just older men hanging out, either they're waiting to cross or they're waiting on the platform for a train or whatever, and instead of just standing there or listening to music or reading a newspaper, they're practicing their golf swing or their pitching stance. It's just really weird because it seems out of place and no one even reacts, no one even looks at them. I think this strange habit I've actually started doing myself. I guess once you bow so much in a country, whenever you greet anyone or talk to anyone, it just automatically is ingrained in you, and even when you're on the phone, you start bowing. Now many people say that Japanese are very cold, or on the surface they're very stoic, they don't show a lot of emotion, they don't show a lot of feelings or express them very well. Which I do agree with, except when it comes to actual, like literally what they're feeling. And I mean like basic feeling, like they're hot or cold or hungry. I think the difference is, in Canada for example, you won't really just go out and say how you feel out loud unless someone asks. Just to come out and say I'm happy or I'm cold or I'm hot without anyone asking, it's very Japan only, I think. Samurai. Atsui! Atsui! Kawaii! Kore! Kimoi! Amai! Karai! This one I'm not sure. I don't think I've traveled enough and I haven't ridden in enough escalators around the world to know if this is only the case in Japan or if it's the whole world. But I don't remember it being this bad in Canada, so maybe it's like an Asian thing or maybe it's Japan only. I'm not sure. But what I've noticed is, especially older people, when they get to the bottom or the top of an escalator, rather than moving on, they stop right there and they view their surroundings to decide where they want to go. It becomes it's not only dangerous, like a hazard, but it just becomes really annoying because people start piling up together, waiting for the old lady or the old man or whoever it is to move out of the way. And everyone's a little bit too polite to knock the lady or the man out of the way or yell at them or tell them to move. So people just kind of like pile up and kind of like slide their way through people, almost like a mosh pit, until that person in the front finally decides to move. So this next habit I've kind of picked up, at least half of it. I do the head tilt a bit now, I just don't suck my teeth. Squint your eyes to show that you're confused. Next, while sucking your teeth, tilt your head at a 45-degree angle. Tilting first and sucking is not acceptable. Likewise, sucking first and then tilting is also not acceptable. You must tilt and suck at the exact same time. And the weird thing about it is usually this reaction is not only for like really difficult or really complex decisions you have to make, but for something simple like, would you like chopsticks? Are you gonna go to the party tomorrow? Well, which do you prefer? I'll take the chicken. Alright, this one is really baffling. I've never seen anyone except Japanese people do this. No foreigners in Japan have done this before, but I see this on trains, and I ride like 6 trains a day. So I've definitely seen this at least once a day, where people are passed out, like completely passed out. There's like drool running down their lips, their heads are like tilting back and forth. They've dropped their cell phone or their bag or their newspaper. They're out for the count. And as soon as the train stops, even without the announcer saying what station it is, they just open their eyes and they stand up and they leave the train. It's almost like they have some special 7th train sense. Now this is more of a habit or a practice I've seen with girls, especially younger girls like high school girls and university girls and like maybe girls in their 20s. They're wearing a hat, they're wearing a scarf, they're wearing earmuffs, they're possibly wearing a Canada Goose really thick jacket, they're wearing gloves, but all of that is bulked up to the top, but everything below their like thigh is just bare. And I thought maybe they dress like that because maybe their legs are really strong and they don't feel cold, so they just need upper warmth. But that's not the case, because I always see them standing outside waiting for a bus or whatever, just shivering, and they keep saying, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm so cold, I'm so cold. The next one is the word bikrishita. Now bikrishita is a Japanese word that means kind of scared or shocked, but it's almost used like the sound. You know, if someone sneaks up on you or someone pranks you or something jumps out at you, like a cat or something jumps out at you, you go. But Japanese people use it a little bit too much, and they use it for things that are not supposed to be that surprising. I mean, Japanese people freak out about little things. Somebody comes beside you and says, hello, bikrishita. As I'm walking my dog, I walk by somebody, bikrishita. I'm in the class with the students, they know I'm there, and they're all doing their work, and I just say, good job, bikrishita. Someone calls their name, bikrishita. Someone says, excuse me, bikrishita. Someone hands them a flyer, bikrishita. A foreigner sits next to them on a train, bikrishita. It starts to rain, bikrishita. Their mom says it's time for dinner, bikrishita. The wind suddenly changes direction, bikrishita. Alright, some of those were exaggerations, but you'd be surprised the amount of times people say bikrishita in Japan. Almost as much as saying kawaii. It's mostly done with women, and I think it goes back to the days when geisha or women in general had to blacken their teeth, and then they would cover their mouth when they laugh so people can't see their teeth or something like that. I don't know my history so well, but that's what I heard. So maybe that's the reason they do it, but it's true. Whenever I say anything that makes people laugh, if it's a girl, they're usually like Alright, another thing that I don't understand is Japanese people in public especially tend to be very quiet, which I get. It's a very respectful, polite culture. So when you're sitting on the train, you're walking in the street, or you're sitting on a bench, most people are very silent, very quiet. They're on their smartphone or they're having small, quiet conversations. But what I don't understand is that changes when they eat food. No matter the age, it doesn't matter whether you're a child or a retired person, you scream umai or oishii. Oh, Oz-san, 久しぶりですね。そうですね、久しぶりですね。元気ですか？あ、元気です、元気です。美味しそうね。いただきます。うまい！美味しい！うまい！美味しい！うまい！じゃあ、またね。Anyway, there you go. That's 10 things that are habits or practices in Japan that I think were weird. I'm interested to know other habits or practices either in Japan or any country that you're in. So please leave it in the comment section below. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up if you like this video and share. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos because my videos are awesome. OzzyAwesome. Take care and see you next time. Peace. Also, once again, I'd like to say thank you to all my Patreon subscribers. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for helping me. It's really helping me a lot. Hopefully you've been enjoying the content, the extra videos that are not available on YouTube, the journals, and the music videos. Hopefully you guys are all liking that. Presents will be coming out soon, so make sure those of you who are pledging more than $10 have your address updated on Patreon. Anyone interested in joining my Team Awesome on Patreon, please check out the link in the information section below. Also, this is my final shout out for my contest for my 20,000 subscribers. Go to the video that I list in the information section. It's the Shinjuku walking karaoke video. I'm singing and dancing in that video. Watch the video and in the comment section write I want an STD. You'll be entered to win a big bag or box of Japanese snacks.